All right, here is our math lesson for September 3rd. Today we are actually going to be doing multiplication. I know we started with addition, subtraction, now we're doing multiplication, and there's actually going to be some division today. So when you go onto your unique learning, you click on your globe and you go to home. You will click on the math lesson, the very first box that you see math for. This is what you'll click. You'll click on it, and this is where it will go to. So we're starting off with multiplication. I'm going to go ahead and do the first one with you. It says, well, I'll have it read it to you.
Brent is putting handbooks on desks. He puts 2 handbooks on each desk. There are 8 desks. How many handbooks are there altogether?
Okay, so here we're really trying to understand what the question is asking us, which it shows us. It says the number of handouts on each desk. So there's 2 handouts that are going on 8 desks. I'm going to click to the next slide because it's a visual that will help you. So go ahead and you click on that next slide. Okay, so here are the 8 desks. I'm going to get my drawer here. So like here's desk 1. Here's desk 2. Here's desk 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's your desks, okay? Click on this and that marker will go away. Now it says the squares represent the desks. So here are our desks, and there are 8 of them. And the X's represent the number of handouts. So that would be saying there's 8 students. Each student is going to get 2 handouts. So move your X's down. 1, 2. So 2 handouts per desk. 1, 2. 1, 2. So put using all the desks, all 8 desks, put 2 X's in each box because that represents the number of handouts. Okay, so the question's asking us how many handouts are there all together. I want you to understand, yes, you can plug it in a calculator, that's fine. I just want you to understand what's going on here. And doing all this, I'll be able to see whether or not that you create this chart here and you're putting these numbers in and you're trying to figure out within your head. So let me go back. Well, before I go back, let's count. So each desk has 2 handouts. So I'm going to count 1, 2. Let me get my marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm counting all my X's because I'm counting our handouts. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we know now that there are going to be 16 handouts because our question asks, how many handouts are there all together? And we know that there are 18. So if I go back, click on this box here, your numbers chart will pop up. Click on 18.
18.
What? Oh, wait. See, my marker messed up. Oh, goodness. Okay. This is what I get for doing it at 12:30 in the morning. Okay. So, let me go back here. I'm sorry. It was 16. The slide decker is messing up. Okay. 16. So that's a good example. I mean, we all make mistakes. I put the wrong answer in and it dinged wrong. Wrong. So I'm going to go back and check my answer. So 14, 15, 16. Let me go back. 16.
16.
Okay, I got it right. So go ahead and put the same thing in here. If it doesn't, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to I typed it in this time. 16. It banged correct. So walk through. So click on the next one. Here's the story problem. Make it a little bigger so you can see. This will be what you have. If I go to the next slide, here's the visual that will help you. So I would go to the next slide to go ahead and put those numbers in there in your X's, and then go back and put your answer in and see if you got the right answer. Okay, try that and go ahead through all the multiplication. Okay, I'm going to show you, you're going to have lots of boxes today for your math. So we just finished the multiplication single digit. Next, it's going to take you into double digits. And this is all I want you to do today. Just multiplication of single digit and then multiplication of double digit. For the double digits, I want you to use a calculator. Okay, if you worked really hard on the single digits and you did not use a calculator, and I will know because you're going to be putting in your little markers and your boxes and your X's, I'll be able to see all that. So I am fine with you using a calculator. Practice your calculator skills. So 11 times 18, I know, is 88. So I'm going to put 88. Okay, so it dinged right. It thought I put an 8, but so use your calculator for these. There's no problem. And then it's going to have you go into, I know there's, once you click your little globe and you hit home, you're going to have, it's going to show division. Don't worry about it. Do not do it. Just do those 2 math boxes for today. And that should take you maybe 30 minutes tops, and that would be perfectly fine for today. Okay, then once you do those 2 boxes, you'll have one more box, so skip the division, and I want you to find lesson 22, activity 3. It'll say make a graph, and I want you to just get started on this because next week we're going to get more into making graphs and applying it to our lives. So in the classroom, I'm going to be asking students whether they ride a bus. Here are our options. Whether they ride a bus, they take the car, they walk to school, they ride a bike, or something other. And I'm going to, well, it's making all these dots. Hold on a sec. Okay. I wonder if I hit the back button, if it'll go back. Okay. But just make it yourself, okay, while you're at home, since you're not going to be able to like participate with the group. So let's just say, okay, a bar graph. You have over here, I don't know if you guys remember, but I know I taught this last year. This is called your X. Come on. This is called your, what? Your Y and X coordinates. So up and down, up and down is Y. This way is X. So We talked about this also in math, the vertical, how we solve math problems up and down, and then horizontal, where it's side to side. So when we start on graphs next week, we'll have this, our bar graph. And we always start a bar graph at the bottom. I know I was clicking around and I didn't realize it was doing that. So always start obviously with, we started at 0. So I had one student that rides a bus. I have, oh look, you click them again and they go away. Okay, see, I'm learning just like you guys are. So let's just start from scratch. So I have one student that rides a bus. And then, I have another student that walks to school. So far I've asked 2 students what they've done. Then I have someone who's a car rider. And I have, so that's 3 students right now. Then I have a 4th student who is a car rider. And let's do one more who rides a bike. Okay. So if you click on your next slide, it then asks you these questions after we're done filling out this graph. So I'm going to get my marker here and I'm going to count. So I have 1 student that rides the bus. 1, 2. See, there's 2 here. 2 students that are a car rider. 1 box. 1 student that walks. And then 1 student that rides a bike. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students that I have asked how they got to school. So let's flip to the next slide. It says, let me make this a little bigger for you. Okay, so which had the most? Bus, car, walk, bike, or other? So the most, which one had the most boxes? And if I look here, which one's the most? So if I go 1, 2, up, here's 2. So I know we have 2 car riders. The rest are bus, walk, and bike. So the most we have here are car riders. So I'm going to click to my next slide. Again, you do this. I'm just showing you as an example. You go ahead and do it how you create it however you want, and I will see your graph and I'll see your answers. So I already forgot. Car rider. Okay, so the most was car riders. I'm not sure why these are circled on here, so we're just going to use this big red one, car riders. So I had the most car riders. Which had the least? Okay, so since these are all the same, I have the same amount. I have 1 student that rides a bus, 1 student that walks, and 1 that rides a bike. So I really don't have one that's the least. Obviously, the bus and the walkers and the bike riders are the least, because the car riders, there's more car riders. So which had the least? Well, if it wasn't the car riders, it was the bus riders, the walkers, and the bike riders. Okay. Were there any the same? Well, yes, there were. We just talked about that. The bus, the walkers, and the bike riders were all the same. So were there any the same? Yes. What was the highest number? So our highest number was 2. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to put a 2. And then what was your favorite? So which one was your favorite? Say you're a car rider, but you want to be a bike rider to school. So this was just you doing independent answering. There's no right or wrong. What was your favorite? I'm going to say other because it would be so cool to just fly a bomber plane, right into school. So those are your math lessons for today. You had the, let me make sure. We just did the 2 boxes of multiplication, and then we kind of introduced our bar graph, and we will just do that for today for math.